Today I'm going to discuss some of the lessons that we can learn from the movie The Yes Man, starring Jim Carrey. Now, this movie came out in 2008, and I watched it back then. And, it's a little bit of a manifestation, kind of, he starts doing things differently, deeper underlying lessons that I feel are missed. And that's what I'm going to discuss right now. The plot of the movie is basically Jim Carrey just got divorced and he's depressed and he's staying at home and his friends keep asking him to come out and hang out. And he just keeps blowing them off and making up excuses. And they're kind of getting miffed at him, because they know he's depressed and they're trying to help him out. And he's also making promises like, yeah, I'll be there. And then he's not showing up. So one of his friends gets him to actually go to a conference, and this conference is ran by this older gentleman who inspires people, and he teaches people to say yes to life and live their life fully. And he reluctantly goes, and the leader of this conference really puts Jim Carrey on the spot. His name's Carl in the movie, by the way. Puts Carl on the spot. And so he agrees that he's going to start saying yes to everything in life. Now, that's the key to everything. And when he does that, his life just totally goes down a new path. I mean, even when he's doing things, like the first thing that happens is like a homeless guy asks him to give him a ride to the park. And then he borrows Carl's cell phone on the ride to the park. And this homeless man's talking on the phone the whole time and uses up his cell battery. So after he drops the homeless man off, he's heading back home and his car gets a flat and he can't call, AAA for help because his battery's dead on his cell phone. But then a girl comes by and he meets this girl. So anyhow, all these things start happening. So he's saying yes to things even when he deeply, deeply doesn't want to do it. I'm not saying we should do that, but here's a few lessons from that movie. Number one, when we say yes to life with intention, we align with the flow of abundance. And then all of a sudden, opportunities, different connections, different experiences open up to us, things that we never would have had the chance to do. Come to us because we're open to it. So what's the lesson here? The universe can't give us anything that we're not open to receiving. So once Carl opened himself up to receiving different relationships and different experiences, his world totally changed. The second lesson is that Carl's outer world begins to reflect the inner shift that he made and the positive momentum that his life starts going in. What's the bottom line to this? Our energy attracts matching experiences and people and circumstances that align with our vibration. And when we shift on the inside, our external reality shifts along with it. Lesson number 3. Carl, or Jim Carrey, doesn't just sit at home and meditate and visualize and hope things change. He gets out there and he takes inspired action. He takes chances. He puts himself in uncomfortable situations. And when we try new things and put ourselves out there, we can't help but to get better, positive, new things happen to us. When we take inspired action, it leads us to places that we can't even imagine. When we do it out of love and joy, it makes all the difference. In the beginning of the movie, The Yes Man, Carl's closed off from everybody. He feels stuck and kind of trapped, and he's very unhappy. Even his job, he's bored with his job and everything in life. But when he steps out and starts taking these chances, his life unfolds in so many ways. He becomes close with his boss. He becomes employee of the month, and he gets a raise. He meets that girl that I talked about. He meets a girl that he likes, and all these good things start happening. So whatever we believe to be true is true for us. He starts believing differently, he starts acting differently, he starts thinking differently, and everything changes for the better. The fifth takeaway from the yes man is that Carl eventually realizes saying yes to everything is not the answer. It's ridiculous, and it actually starts backfiring and causing problems in his life, big problems in his life. So he realizes that not saying yes to everything is the answer, that making choices based on what you feel connected to and aligned with is the way to go, not just blindly, positively saying yes to anything. But yeah, he learns that to have intention and intuition and insight and to follow that, not just blindly go down some path because some guy told him to. Carl learns that authenticity and discernment are part of conscious creation. And it gives him clarity to make the right decisions as the movie finishes. It's a really great movie. You should check it out. Zoe Deschanel's in it. That's his girlfriend. She does a nice job in the movie as well. I just want to point out too, even on sitcoms, now that I look back and watch these like reruns, back in the early 2000s when I was watching Two and a Half Men, How I Met Your Mother, Entourage, I enjoyed these shows, but I failed to see the references towards manifestation that are in them. In Two and a Half Men, Charlie's career goes under, his jingle writing career, and Alan is all upset, but Charlie's like, something will come up. You know, the universe will work something out. Charlie's always just believing the best, and he's not concerned. He's still spending money. He's acting like nothing even changed. Meanwhile, Alan goes a drug trial and starts taking this drug, and his hair starts falling out, and he's passing out, and he's getting sick because he's trying to make up for the money that Charlie lost from his business. Meanwhile, Charlie doesn't even care. And what happens? He becomes a child songwriter, and he gets a phone call, and he did it out of just the nice kindness of his heart, writing songs for his girlfriend's little kid. And that little kid liked the songs, and her ex-husband was a music producer, and he calls Charlie and goes, hey, would you want to do a kids album? And now Charlie, once again, is making all kinds of money, and he wasn't freaking out when he was broke. But Alan was, and who ends up on top? Charlie, of course. Another one, How I Met Your Mother. At one point, Ted does a rain dance to stop Robin from going out with another guy. He gets some girl to teach him how to do a rain dance, some girl who knows how. And he goes up on the roof and he dances and dances until it rains. So once again, is that not manifestation? He manifested rain. It was about faith and belief, and he wouldn't give up. He kept going after it, kept going after it. And Barney on that show, the Possible. Barney's always overly positive. He's the most successful one. He makes a ton of money. He gets all the women, and he just believes he's great. He thinks life is great, and he thinks he's great. And everything always works out for him. Entourage. If you ever watched Entourage, Eric, Vince's manager, Eric's always worried about money. Eric's always flipping out because Vince is spending too much money and taking too many chances and renting big houses. And sometimes he doesn't even have work. Like, he only has so much left in his bank account. But Vince is like, don't worry about it. Things always work out for us. We've never had money, and things always work out for me. Things will work out. Don't worry about it. These shows were showing us, teaching us these concepts. I don't know if they were doing it intentionally, but you see that running through these shows, different movies. There's a ton of them. I just mentioned a few here. But it's amazing how when I was blind to this, and maybe you felt this or noticed this too, have you watched anything recently and you saw it differently than you did back before you were awakened? Because before I was awake to this manifestation and the quantum field, the unified field, I just watched them and thought they were funny shows. But I never really thought about this stuff. That was underlying in many, many movies and television shows. And once you're awake, you notice. So remember, circumstances are a delayed reflection of our inner knowing, our inner beliefs. So don't overreact when the external circumstances aren't matching what you want yet. Realize that it's a delayed reaction and stay the course, stay the path, and just keep believing, keep knowing that you got it. It's here. It's happening. When we find joy, fulfillment, and wholeness in our imaginations and really feel the feelings of what it would be like to have it and really think those thoughts and know that we have it and that it's at least on the way. That's when we align with our desires, when we get on the same frequency with our desires, and then they appear in the external world, in the 3D world. All right, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my yes man take. Talk to you next time. Have a good day.